Hello everybody. This week's episode is sponsored by Weapons Down, Gloves Up. It's a 10-week boxing programme for unemployed 19 to 25-year-olds with job outcomes. Tony Bellew is a part of the company and they have recently developed an e-learning modules.
Welcome to our Weapons Down, Gloves Up e-learning programme. We're going to cover 10 modules of blended intervention education combined with sport. Our mission is to change the lives of young people and provide a direct pathway into civil engineering careers.
Hello guys, today's guest is Paul Bentley. From prison yard to MMA fighter and amongst other things, he's also an anti-knife campaign in Liverpool. Paul, welcome. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolute pleasure, Bill.
Do us a favour. Let's get to know a little bit about yourself. What's going on? How have you been?
I want to talk about your coffee graph first, mate.
Oh, you can't, mate. Blow me up. It's not the best either, is it?
You do loads of good stuff. I mean, fuck, 2 magic tricks you've done since you got here. You rob coffee and you put some glasses. You've only got one here. Only got one here, and you threw them glasses on. What the fuck happened there?
I can get away with wearing a mask as well.
So, born 1980.
Yeah.
Good times, Bill. 1980 was different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I felt as though people... You could walk in somebody's house, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Do you remember, how old are you, Bill?
I'm 47 now, so you're what, 7 years younger? You just recently celebrated a 40th birthday.
Fuck me.
It's all uphill now, isn't it?
I don't know, you know, I feel all right.
Yeah.
I feel sound. I feel like I'm ready to go. Everyone keeps saying life starts at 40. Yeah. I don't know about that. So, 1980, I was born in Scotty Road. Do you remember Jason Walk? I went there recently, you know. Went there recently. It doesn't look anything like years and years ago on Jason Walk. There used to be this boozer called the Jester.
Yeah.
That's where my ma and dad, that's where they used to go and get fucking bladdered. And I was there. It was in Jason Walk in Scotty for about 5 years, but I prominently remember quite a lot about Scotty Road. But I never say I'm from Scotty because I went to Kenny at 5. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I went there recently, mate. It's completely changed. It was a bag of shit when I was there. Complete bag of shit. Yeah, it was. But it was a posh community. I remember this family called the Kids, Ryan Kids. Did you know the Kids? No. Ryan Kids. The kids used to knock about with, and we, to be honest with you, we were strapped for cash. Our family, but fuck, mate. We didn't do too great when it comes to paper. But I remember the first memory I've got of being on Scotty Road is being a thief. I must have been about 4 or 5 at the most. But what's happened is, on Easter, right, just before Easter come, I remember this fucking Ryan kid. He got everything. He was all the one with the new kits, always fucking brand new trainees. We were that skimp, mate. I got hand-me-ups. We were screwed. And this kid always got loads of Easter eggs. And I remember his fucking family had a pile of Easter eggs when he used to go and play in his bedroom, waiting for him to eat on Easter Day. And then he was me. I'd be lucky to have fucking wallpaper at that time, do you know what I mean, Bill? So I remember saying to me, fella, my man and dad, they didn't instigate me stealing, right? But they were like, look, if you fucking get an Easter egg. But I think they just meant if I was in that bedroom, go and get an Easter egg. But I didn't. I fucked off the quickie. Do you remember the quick save?
Yeah.
So me and my brother Jimmy, he was a year older than me. And he always kind of like manhandled me to go places. Come on, let's go here then. The quick save wasn't that far from Jason Walk, Bill. It was over Devon Park Sports Centre. Then Grady Market, just cut through there. It's the first memory I've got, Bill, of my fucking teeth. Honest to God. And then...
And how old was you then?
I was about 5.
About 5, and you can remember?
5. I can remember this distinctively, mate, because I remember falling off the fucking wall and cracking my head. There's the scar there.
Yeah, see.
That's still there. So I remember quite a lot about Scotty Road. And my sister, she got run over. That was quite funny, mate. I'll have to tell you about that. So I shouldn't say that. She was in a bad way, but it was hilarious. So anyway, I'm on my way to fucking quick save with my brother holding my hands. Yeah. And he's dragging me to Everton Park Sports Centre. And the quick save was just a fucking shopping centre. We were 2 kids. We just walked in with some woman and walked out with about 3 Easter eggs each. But as we were walking out, as soon as I put my hand in the box to sign an Easter egg, I felt this fucking arm on my shoulder. And let's remember that beforehand, we were politely told by my parents, go and fucking grab an Easter egg, lad. You're all right. It's only an Easter egg. No one will be asked. I'm a 5-year-old kid. If you tell me to take an inch, I'm going to take as many miles as I can till I get old.
Yeah, we're conditioned.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So I'm in a quick save now, walking out like an odd carrier with about 3 fucking Easter eggs. Felt this fella grab hold of my shoulder, give me a smack around the head. Jimmy, my brother's ran away. He's like that. Now, he's home, sitting on the couch now with a mouthful of chocolate. and I've just been knocked at the door. My parents must have been fully aware that I've been on the fucking rob at 5. Then when this fella knocks at the door, all right, is this your son? My old fella gave me the fucking hiding of my life on the doorstep, right, in front of this fella. Don't fucking worry, I'll sort him out. You thieving twat. Slap me up and all. And he used to say, me old fella, I'll give you something to cry for. And he's fucking smacking me. I was thinking, what's next, genocide? He'd fucking let me, don't cry. Anyway, so he's threw me in the house and he's speaking to this fella for about half an hour. About how he's going to bring me up correctly and turn me into a really good guy. This, that. And I heard him crying my eyes out thinking, what the fuck's going on here? It's false pretense, is this? Yeah, I fella let me down. Next minute, he shut the door and went to me. Rule number 1, knobhead. What's rule number 1? Don't get caught. Fucked up to bed. That's the first memory I've got of Scotty Road, mate. I fucking loved that place. It was brilliant. But let me just tell you about my sister running away. So me and my brother were battering the right in the living room. We would,
Is she older or younger?
She's younger, a little bit older now, do you know what I mean? Do you know what, it's an all-our story, this, but I've got to tell the truth.
Yeah.
And on Jason Walk, they had verandas.
Yeah.
Bill, they had verandas, and we could hang off the veranda and then just drop. That was our way of escaping if we ever got grounded for robbing Easter eggs and stuff. So we're battering my sister, you know, as you do. Just little fucking... Next minute, she gets hurt and goes to run out the house, and my brother's like, no, don't go, don't tell me that, please, we're going to get fucked. Fucking shitting ourselves. My sister jumps off the veranda, right, hangs off, runs into the main road, boom, fucking ran over. Me and my brother looked at each other and thought, shit, what the fuck's happened there? She broke her leg, Bill. Broke her leg. I remember fucking going to visit my sister, and no one ever knew. No one ever knew. And the first thing that's ever happened, and I'm going to tell you the truth now about why we had to move out of Jason Walk, and Mum, Dad, I'm sorry, it was me. What's happened? I told you this, haven't I? What's happened, right, Bill? I had this thing about fucking army soldiers, little fucking soldiers playing war. We had, do you ever remember them little plastic soldiers, Bill?
Oh, I remember them well.
I had fucking loads of them, and I'd have one side there, and now kids haven't got an imagination now. You throw them on the iPad, and they don't even play games no more. You fucking watch them. You watch people playing games, the lazy bastards.
Yeah, YouTubers,
so I've got this Alpha company here, Bravo company here, about to start a war in the fucking immersion eater, Bill. I'm fucking sitting in the immersion. It was warm. It was warm. It had like one of them woolly things around it them days, like a red leather bag around it. It was just cozy, and it was a big immersion eater, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, fucking, I had a tank. And I remember going downstairs and getting a box of matches just because I wanted it to be like the tank firing shit out, do you know what I mean? I don't know what I was thinking in my head. I remember it, every bit of it. Yeah. Because, anyway, I put this tank and it's gone beyond my fucking, I've shit myself. My mum's dad's in bed. I'm up at night to go and play army and the mercenary. How fucking irresponsible all day. And the next minute, I've lit this tank at the end of its gun and it just started melting. But as it's melted, it's dropped. And I thought nothing of it. Being a kid, I've just like put a blanket over it to put it out. Walked out. Next minute, the fucking Billy, I've nearly killed the family. The fucking house is ablaze. Me and fellas come in, get out, got us out. The whole house burnt down. I shit you not, mate.
How old was you then, Paul?
Easy 6 or something like that. Something like
about 6 years old, you burnt the house down.
I burnt the fucking house down, Bill. I shit you not. And anyway, so I remember standing outside, right? And we were like the Griswolds all standing there. I've got me fucking brother there, my sister there. We're all standing there just watching all our stuff go by. I've never told a soul, Bill. Never. I think my man had an idea. Yeah. About 2 weeks ago only, because I told him come and see you, right?
So it was only recently.
Yeah, so, and honest to God, Bill, it was horrible. I was sitting there just watching the house fucking burn down. That's why we moved to Kenny.
Does she forgive you after all those years, Paul?
Hey, I'll soon find out when I get home, all right?
Yeah, I think growing up in Liverpool and I was like I was born in the 70s, but I didn't sort of come about till the 80s, you know, start
getting to know yourself,
start getting to know myself. So, you know, I think we lived in that side, didn't we, where it was like there was no sort of, you know, there's no services that were provided back then to help out, you know what I mean? You were just a lot onto your own.
Yeah, I remember my man and dad, they worked out. My half fella didn't work hard, to be honest with you. He was fucking, he was one of them half fella. I love my dad. He's a great guy, do you know what I mean? But when we were younger, he was a very tough man with his own beliefs. Yeah. And if you, look, it's like this, mate. If the sky was blue and he said it was green, it's green. Yeah. Or you're getting a smack. Do you know what I mean? But he liked to drink a little bit years ago, my half fella. Not in a malicious way, but it just didn't serve him well the next day with an hangover, do you know what I mean, when it comes to his kids asking for 10 pence. So it was quite difficult for my ma, when we moved to Kenny. My ma had like 2 jobs. She was working in a chippy in Bootle Strand.
Yeah.
There, called Costaras, believe it or not. I remember this, fucking hell. And then she was working in a cleaning job as well. My half fella weren't working at the time. But I also know that them days, in the 80s, there was benefits that had helped you more than getting a job. Yeah. So I'm going to presume that's how it worked out, do you know what I mean? I mean, we were the type of family with the Lecky man knocked, you know, the lads went to the door. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? My dad said, you know,
everyone was hiding behind the couch.
Yeah, my dad said he's not in. One of them type of things. And we, Billy, when I say we struggled, we fucking struggled, mate. I'm not saying we third world, but sometimes it was, you know, chips and a fucking tin of beans was our roast dinner. Do you know what I mean? Really hard. And I've never, ever, ever said I was a product of society because of my upbringing when my criminality kicked in. I've always agreed and admitted I was just a bellend. That's all. I wasn't open. I wasn't honest to myself. I didn't have a look around to notice that people get affected by this stupidity. I didn't know. It's not even I didn't know. I was a bellend. I was a young lad. I was a bellend. So when we were younger, I went to Butler Street School. I think it's called New Park now on Bowler Street. I think it merged with Bowler Street. I think they merged.
Just off Shield Road, isn't it?
Yeah, Butler Street School. And I was one of them kids with a fanny head.
Yeah.
Proper fucking mop head. And I felt like I was a nice lad. Yeah. Until I was told. I mean, I felt like I was a nice kid, do you know what I mean? Because I didn't... I felt like I was a nice kid, but I remember the first... the first time I know about being in trouble in Butler Street School, right? My cousin, Chris Bentley, he's a fucking great kid, but he set this up. This is the first time I ever got in trouble. I'm in school. We're in the play yard. And my cousin Chris didn't like this girl called Rachel. I was a lot younger than him. But when I'd see him in the play yard, I'd run up to him, Chris, how are you, mate? And I'd be like, that's Chris, that. Cock the school he was. He used to call him Bullerhead. Because he had a big fucking head on him like that. Looked like a pit bull. And so, because he was cock school, I'd be like, Chris, that. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, he goes to me, hey, Paul, come here a second. Let's bear in mind, I never a fucking clue about nothing. Certainly not the female anatomy. And he says to me, they just shout, Rachel, you fat period. What the fuck does that even mean? I remember what I said. I don't even know what it means. But even when I've shouted it, she's got upset. I've shit my pants. I'm sitting there thinking, what have I said here? What does this mean? And a teacher grabbing me, dragging me outside the school. Mr. Walsh, his name was, from Newcastle. And he was poking me and this big fucking long fucking E.T. finger poking me right in the fucking chest. And he was hitting me. I was crying my eyes out and he didn't give a fuck. But he put the shit up me. And I didn't have to start getting along with him then, this teacher. I think I was just shit scared of him, do you know what I mean? It was the first time I ever remember getting in trouble. But from Butler Street, I started playing football, Bill. I loved me football. I was great. I loved me football. So I felt like I was probably doing well as a kid. Sports, always enthusiastic about sports, the science of sport, football. Never ever a fighter. Never, mate, I wasn't that kid. When there was a straightener, I was the guy who had a fucking spidey sense. I knew a straightener was coming. I was already home thinking, fuck that. I'm not getting involved in this shit. And obviously progressed into Our Lady of Fatima, which doesn't exist no more because it was full of fucking people like me. Our Lady of Fatima School, do you remember Mill Road?
No, that was the south end of Liverpool.
Was you even Shawfields?
No, I was in St John Almond High School in Garston.
Oh, from Speak?
Yeah, that's where our journey began, more or less.
It's a graft.
And then we moved up to Chatsworth Estate in Wavertree.
Smithdown, yeah. Right there.
I'd long finished school then, but the rest of me siblings were in like Chatsworth School and St Anne's and stuff. But yeah.
Did you box as a kid?
I did, yeah. Did you? It was called the St Ambrose ABC.
Did you ever remember Custy?
That sounds like familiar.
From Dingle?
No.
Fucking Custy. He's the first person who ever put a pair of gloves on me. And I got fucking knocked out and swerved it. So anyway, I went to Fatima. I'll tell you all about that. Our Lady of Fatima. I was a quiet kid, Bill. I wasn't a quiet kid where I'm going to sit in the corner, do you know what I mean, stroking girls' hair from behind the desk, nothing like that. I was just not the guy who I wasn't one of the lads in school, do you know what I mean? I couldn't be one of the lads, mate. I was a fucking paraffin. while everyone else was wearing Rockport, mate, I had kickers with the same colour sole on. Do you remember they used to have a red and a green one? Mine were about Red Bull.
Yeah.
I was fucked the second I walked in because I had a NAFCO coat that looked like a bin bag. And when it pissed down with rain, I looked like I was working on the bins.
Because you always feel, right, because I know I did, Paul, like separate from the rest of the school or your friends.
Of course,
because
mate, I was a fucking
I used to
mess.
go to school, right? Same. I used to go to school, and we were from a poor background. You know what I mean? My dad didn't work. Similar upbringing. Bit unruly as a kid.
Yeah.
Didn't know why. My dad drank a lot. He wasn't too. Was quite volatile as well. We never had much. My mum was to do the best he could with what she had. But I'd go to school and everyone would have Farah back in the day and Ben Shermans, and we never.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we always felt like I fucking didn't fit in, and that affected my self-esteem. It affected my confidence around people. I felt like a scruff. I was told I was a scruff, to be honest.
Oh, mate, I got that every day, mate.
Oh, I got called a speak tramp, and that was a form of like a mental bullying. But at that time, it happened all. It was going on for years. It was getting called all kinds of names. So I just sort of like went into myself.
Yeah.
Like really got reserved with it all.
Mate, you want to start doing fucking PE class while everyone else has got Nike on. I had a pair of Astro bumper with a Velcro strap. What the fuck was happening there? I was about 12 years of age. I looked like I was fucking special.
We used to wipe our ass on the fucking Liverpool Echo, lad.
Still doing that, don't we?
We had no
Are we allowed to say that?
We used to we had bars of soap instead of shampoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know what, mate? I actually remember going to my nan's, and my nan was minted. The whole family were minted. But us, everyone in my mum and dad's family, not my mum's side, they were quite normal to a degree with money. You know, they didn't have enough, but they gave it a lot. They were quite loving. With my old fella's side, they were all Brewstead, and a lot of them were just up their own ass. And you've never seen nothing like it, mate. So they probably expected me to fail. Do you know what I mean? Because I was my dad's kid. Because he didn't give me dad much, but I'm going to presume he played his part in that as a kid. I don't know. As far as I know, my old fella was an aggressive guy. I don't know his childhood.
Exactly.
I probably should, but I don't know it enough to say, well, why is he the only one that hasn't got a business from his whole family? It used to piss me off, used to bug me, because I resented this family for that. Because if one of my kids didn't have, but I had a lot, I wouldn't give a fuck what they've done. It's yours. That's my opinion. Do you know what I mean? And I've never spoken about my family, Bill. We've been quite tight about it because of this. Because I know when I go into it, there's a lot I want to say about it because it was hard. As a kid, it was hard. It wasn't my mum's fault. It wasn't my dad's fault. My dad had his demons. My mum had to work hard. Do you know what I mean? That was 1980 for me. And I know a lot of people won't say, that's not an excuse, but in 2020, trust me, 1980 was a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
You know, men, dads and men, smacking the bird wasn't a big deal.
No.
Them days. Do you know what I mean?
Smacking the kids wasn't a big deal either.
And do you know what? Somewhere down the line, I thank him for that.
Yeah.
Do you know? And we'll get to that. But that Lady Fatima was hard for me because I didn't have no money. I had good friends.
Yeah.
But even when they wanted to do things, I couldn't afford to do it, which led them to drift as well. Do you know what I mean? Or you're always trying to play catch up with them as if like, maybe I want to do something to be your mate because I can't fucking do it because I look like a bellend. Who the fuck wants to... I was looking like Wurzel Gummidge. These fucking kids are all out on brand new Crimbo. Do you know what I mean? But we got the best of what they had. Where my dad's family didn't do that with him when he was older. But my family gave me what they had. Wasn't much. And it was a fucking luminous green tracksuit sometimes.
The Walker tracksuits and the Itex trousers and...
Billy, I went to Grant one year, right? Yeah. I shit you not, right? I was in school. All these people were going to this place called fucking... Was it Laser or... I don't even know. Was that all fucking Marxies getting the badge fucking embroidered on in fucking gold and rhino jizz? And me... No, I was in fucking the Grant, sitting there with me ma. I had a pair of shoes on that weren't even mine from this shop called Angela's on Molyneux Road, if anyone remembers it. I remember knocking about with Franny Bennett, Wesley Smith, Russell Burke, all them. They might remember Richie Downs, they might remember Angela's shop. I think it was Richie's auntie. You go in there, if you didn't have a bean and you go, yeah, just have them shoes on, like, pay it on the drip. Throw me and my fella sneaking in with 15 pence a week, you know, I'm going to drop the shoes there. So... I remember sitting in the Grantis one time, right, and I was sitting with my mate who had a burghouse, and then this woman came out with my coat and it had 2 fucking wolves on the back, right, skiing down a fucking slope. I mean, I had to go to school, right, and a luminous coat, 2 wolves, sunglasses on, skiing down a slope, and it was called fucking Campari or something.
Yeah, everyone knew that you'd be in the Grant.
Mate, my head fell off.
Yeah.
My head fell off.
I had one myself, Paul, a little bit earlier than you.
So it was hard, Bill, wasn't it? It's hard.
Because
what you find yourself doing then is, you see, at that point then, I was playing catch-up, so I was like, look, I want to be one of the lads. It led me to criminality. I want to be one of the lads. The hard part was, I joined the force. What I'd done was, I lived with my dad, things were a little bit too tough for me. Let's go back a bit, actually, because my first unknown criminality. I remember I was a bootlegger. I was a porn bootlegger. Let me just tell you why. I probably didn't, nobody probably knew this. I certainly didn't, let me tell you. So I remember a fella saying to me, every fucking Friday, right, he'd go, do us a favour, lad. Grab that video there, World Cup. Give it to Jimmy Wick. Sorry, Jim. Give it to Jimmy Wick. And I think he's got a new one there for us. I think Pele's fucking new footy match, something like that. And I was like, because I was a football enthusiast, if my alpha mentioned Pele, fucking Maradona, God rest his soul, I'd be like, wow, oh yeah, great chance. So I'd grab this tape, I'd run round to Sutcliffe Street, Bowler Street, I think it was Mansell or Mayfield, then to Sutcliffe Street, right, Bill? And I'd see this fella fucking sitting there in his robe, fucking perv. And I'd go to him, all right, Jim, my old fella said, have you got that Maradona tape? He said, yeah, mate, sound. Grab that one, tell him it's a fucking belter. This went on for months, Bill. Then, I think it was 1989, because Liverpool lost the league, but won the FA Cup against Everton 3-2.
Well done, Everton.
Stuart McCall scored one of the best goals I've ever seen in my life, chest volley. But then we fucked you. Sorry, lad. Anyway, 19, so then my old fella goes to, I was ecstatic. I was a young 9-year-old kid, fucking made up. Liverpool won the fucking FA Cup, got fucked by Arsenal in the league, didn't we? Last minute. And then my old fella said to me, hey, son, get on this. FA Cup final here, lad. Give this one to Billy and he'll pass it to us. I said, all right, sounds. So I've got this tape. What's this one, Dad? Shite that, lad. Ask him if he's got that fucking FA Cup final. So this is brilliant. Me and my dad are bonding. We're bonding here, Bill. Didn't usually bond. The only time we bonded, but there's a face across my cheeks. I said, fucking sound, Dad. We'll watch it together. Oh, we fucking won't, son. I was like, all right. Don't you fucking touch my tapes, lad. I thought, Dad, I want to watch the FA Cup. You fucking watched it. Live. I remember you running the street, you little knob, writing your name on the fucking wall. Anyway, so I've given this tape. Wicky's given me the fucking 1989 FA Cup final. I've given it to me, old fella. Got off, don't know nothing of it. The next day I've come home and my mum and dad have gone shopping. So I sneaked my mates in, Carl and David Ellis. Lads, I've got the fucking FA Cup final. I fucking put this tape in. Press play. This fucking woman's taking fucking 6 dicks a day, mate. She's fucking screaming all over the gaff. She's getting fucked by everything in every orifice. I shit myself. This woman screamed. I fucking screamed. Carl screamed. David screamed. We didn't know what to do. I couldn't get out the front door because I'm sitting here and I went, oh my gosh, I've shit myself. So I went to press stop, but I've pressed pause. And as I've pressed pause, this woman's like, and my ma's walked in, Bill. I'm sitting there, right? My ma's walked in. She hasn't even noticed I've pressed pause. What are you all doing in here? Next minute, fucking Alville walks in, doesn't he? And sees this fucking woman nibbling on this fella's willy. And he's gone, you fucking pervert bastards. I thought, I'm fucking bootlegged these for months. I didn't say that, obviously, because I had a welly in my mouth at the time. Grabs hold of the other fucking lads, threw them out. Oh, I got fucking leathered. And that was the first time I was ever a criminal, that Bill. It was the first graft I ever did.
So going forward,
it led to bigger things, didn't it?
It led to bigger things, Paul. So
it did, yeah. It weren't porn either.
I think I read in the paper about that, you were in the army as well. That was
Navy.
Yeah, were you in the Navy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How long was you in the Navy for?
4 years.
Well done. What happened there?
Shit.
Did you enjoy it, no?
I done different things in there. I done loads of different stuff. When I went there, it didn't play a massive part in my life.
No.
Weirdly enough, I went there, I got the discipline that was needed because I'd done the combat courses, done what I had to do to transfer into the Marines. And then I left because I had a son. And that's where my life started, Bill. So that's like a stepping stone. That, I'd done a PT course. It wasn't a massive stepping stone for me, do you know what I mean? I went there, I remember it. I remember the discipline, I remember what's expected from a man. And I came out with that, but I came out with more of an angry, shit, I've got a child now. So what's happened is, when I've left school, me and my dad were quite aggressive towards each other. I've started puberty now, so I think I'm hard as nails. I've been through school, having an awful time. But the last year, I seem to have found myself a little bit because I've given someone a crack and realised maybe you're not a bell with shit shoes. Do you know what I mean? So I think I found myself, and I didn't feel good when I hit this guy. I didn't feel good about it at all because I wasn't a fighter, but I felt like maybe that would have eased things off a little bit where the fucking people giving you abuses, you know what I mean? But after that, I kind of had a little bit of fire in my belly and just thought, you know what, I'm going to hit back here. I've been hit all day as a kid and hit and abused and thought, I know I'm not a bad kid. I know my intentions are great, but I'm going to do what I want to do now. And fuck everyone else. I'm not asked about their feelings no more. I don't give a shit about no one no more. Fuck them. This is about me now.
You get to a point, don't you, in life, and I know it's like you're sick inside of being sick inside. You wanna, you know, and it's.
Now, Bill, I never had it bad. So a lot of people, I know I didn't. I didn't suffer from depression. Didn't suffer from anxiety. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I suffer from it because I don't know what it is.
So you wouldn't know. You wasn't even aware.
No, I'm too busy. In my life, and I always have been since the day I left my dad. I've been too busy in my life to ever care about myself because I want to entertain people, or I want to fill my world up with stuff that blocks out whatever might have pissed me off. I don't know, Bill. I can't sit there and say, oh yeah, you know, I went through a really bad time, I was depressed, because I wasn't. I went through a bad time in my life by being a criminal, which to this day, if you're asking any of my family, my friends that know me well, I don't sleep at night knowing I was that guy no more. I don't like who I was. It broke my heart and breaks my heart still to know what I was capable of and what I did, which I'll get to. And to this day, and the reason why I started this campaign and the reason why I started working on the radio, started to get myself out there in either a funny manner or a manner where I'm helping people. Obviously, I've got the No More Knives campaign and the other charity. I use this. This isn't because... I mean, I clearly want the world to be a better place, don't we all, mate? We've got children. You know, we can act as hard as we want. Social medias give everyone the ability to give abuse with no fucking...
Keyboard warriors.
No comebacks, do you know what I mean?
So loads of people hiding behind... I get it all the time, Paul, and a lot of other people do. Just hiding behind the phone or a laptop or anything.
I don't know, mate. I laugh at that. I've had that as a kid, so I laugh at that because I know what I know more right. Do you know what I mean? But my way of dealing with what I did or whatever may be a depressive thought is I'm not going to ever be able to... I've not be busy enough to be able to fill in them gaps to think about it. But I do know that everything I'm doing, and I will do to the day I die, is just repaying back the city that I might have took, or repaying back the family that I might have hurt, or repaying back whoever it was and getting rid of him.
You're making amends.
My whole life will be amends from the day I came out of prison. And it's not because a lot of people say, fucking hell, Paul, you didn't do nothing that bad. You know what I mean? It's not about that. It's because I don't want my children thinking that guy is who I'm capable of being, because I'm not capable of being him no more. There were situations that sent me down that road. I'm not him.
So there are a lot of contributing factors that led up to going to prison, committing crime, all that stuff.
Well, yeah,
you're building, you know, you're painting a picture of, like, you know, a childhood which was quite difficult, and the austerity and, you know, the feelings around it all. And sometimes, Paul, and I get it, sometimes we feel different, we feel separate. You know, we want what they've got. So to get what they've got, we have to kind of step over the line.
That's what it did.
And then we get the taste, you know, we get the taste of it, and it becomes a little bit more.
I came from a family, Bill, that said things like, and I still agree with it, weirdly enough, in a more passionate and pleasant way. I'd beg, steal and borrow to make sure my children were fed. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I did. But putting that aside, I shouldn't have done what I did. All right. Anyway, so I left school, joined the forces, come out. That's when my life started, mate, when I come out the forces. And when I say it started, it was like shit. Like a fucking whirlwind, mate. I come out the forces because I had a son, Paul, whom I love with everything I am. And me children, I do. They're my world. They made me who I am today. You don't realise how you become a man until this happens. You don't get a different guy, do you know what I mean? Because you've got another thought process. Shit, I've got to protect this little fucker, even though his shit's all over me and pisses on my face. Do you know what I mean? It's like, fuck, okay. Now, I come out for and I started grafting it, and how it started for me was one of my friends was doing really well. And he always has done well. And he's one of them kids who could sell ice to the fucking Eskimos, mate. And he was a bastard as well. People mightn't have liked him for what he'd done. I loved him. I'm not asked. Look, you know, I'm never going to mention no names, but I loved him. and love his family, and they were there for me in my criminal underworld. Do you know what I mean? So I've said to this kid, look, and what I started selling was heroin and crack. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even know what I've come from the forces, mate. I understood the devastation because I'm not an idiot, but I didn't understand, like, the fuck am I gonna have in here? I wasn't in that world to understand it. Anyway, it didn't mean nothing to me, it was just a sales pitch. I've got this graft in town, right? Fucking town centre, believe it or not. So it's definitely at first the Joey, do you know what I mean, Bill? So I'm in town, and I remember I'm fucking walking through town, right? And I've got fucking loads of swag. I was taught to swallow, Bill. I've got swag in my cheeks. It's about 10 bobby and 10 crack. If I'd have swallowed that, I'd been dead. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, fucking there in my cheeks and walking through town. Get this phone call, fucking first time I ever had to go and see someone. But I was always with someone, do you know what I mean? I got this fella, bump. Yeah, there's your swag, mate. Gives me some dough. Put it in my pocket. End of the day, there was, 500 quid in my pocket, let's say, Bill. And then I'd go back to this guy, I'd be like, yeah, mate, how'd you feel? I said, weirdly enough, I feel all right. I felt a power, Bill. Do you know what I mean? And he went to me, yeah, that's yours. Passed me about 150 quid. Fucking, what I'd have to have done to earn that. And I remember him fucking giving me a hug. Now, just become my best mate. Nice one, lad. Appreciate it. I was a little bit older than a few of them because, you know, something like 17, 18. Even the lad I was working for was younger than me. But fucking clever, I think. I mean, the criminal mind, Bill, if you make it safe, they break it. There's something going on, isn't there? Criminal mind. And he was a fucking intelligent man. He fucking still is. Now, he's fucking got me all set up. And then it got to a point where he said, look, I got a chase off the police. I remember running through George's Hall. Through George's Hall, through the park, George's Gardens, ramped the museum, and then jumped down the side and hid in the museum with all these fucking busies running past everywhere, kept my mouth shut, got the phone, fucking threw the phone away. Spat the swag out in this fucking graft, in this little place. Went back. So where's the swag? So what's that? Where's the dough? Here's the dough. Fucking big grin on his face. Come back with the swag, come back with the dough. Didn't get caught. So these guys, I'm fucking doing all right here, do you know what I mean? I was quite quick, Bill. I've always been an athletic kid. So he put me on this graft in Birkenhead, Rock Ferry, and I became an animal, mate. I started taking steroids, started taking cocaine. I was a fucking big, angry, horrible man. I'm being given this power. I'm getting paid £1,000 a week. I've got as many cars as I want, as much clothes as I want. Daft girls thinking I'm fucking the bollocks. Mate, the power that it gave me and made me feel like I turned into an animal. I was driving, when I started taking steroids, I started taking over my system, taking cocaine on a weekend. Not, like, I wasn't addicted to cocaine. I fucking liked it. Do you know what I mean? It was one of them where it was a weekend thing, but I'd done it alone. It was a weekend thing, but I enjoyed that time. I became a lonely guy, mate.
It's a sociably acceptable drug which you're doing on your own. Then it becomes a little bit confusing, doesn't it?
That's when it becomes an addiction, or that's when it becomes a problem or a depressant or whatever it is. But I didn't see it that way because I wasn't having it unless I wanted to be alone. That was me. Do you know what I mean, Bill? So that progressed. Now I went to this guy's house. This when I knew the violence started coming in. Could have gone to this guy's house. And it's this, I don't want to call him a smacker, but that's the terminology that's to be used in this day, you know, in this day and age. I'm going to say this guy anyway, all right? So this fella, he's on drugs and fucking, he's grabbed swag off me. And I've had a knife put to my throat, dragged in a corner, and I could feel the frailness of this person behind me, Bill. And I was massive, twice who I am now. I was a big fucking lump of shit, mate, with no brains. I was an idiot. I was dangerous because I was an idiot. This fucking frail, fucking reaching up. I remember grabbing his wrist and fucking biting it, literally fucking biting it. I had to go to the hospital, getting checked and everything. I threw him on the floor. Never ever been a guy for weapons. There's a fucking knife. I've never ever touched a weapon in my life. Never in my life, throw him in. And then fucking this other guy just fucking runs away. So then I decided to take it upon myself to think, I'm not having this fucking knobhead doing this to me, because everyone's going to think I'm a tit. So I remember going round to his house, fucking volleying his door through, fucking literally, and I was thinking, is this me, or is this the fucking drugs, or is this the fucking steroids? But things started getting worse to a point where I'm on operation now with the police because of the violence. I remember driving down this street, and I'm driving, and this guy's walking past, this fella's walking past with his baby, and he just walks across the road, putting his baby in fucking in harm's way while I can't. And I remember having to stop And he's put 2 things up to him, fucking jumped out, fucking whacked him. And that stupid violence that could have been avoided. If I was me now, I'd have just went, baby, all right, mate? You all right?
Yeah.
Because you know, to get a reaction from me nowadays, you're doing well. You've done something wrong to get a reaction from me. You've either treated me like I'm a prick, and I have to come back because I'm just a guy. Do you know what I mean? You know me personally, Bill. Speak to me. I'm a fucking nice guy. I've got no issue with nobody. Do you know what I mean? But then I kind of created the issues. Things were getting really messy then, Bill. Fucking so. Do you ever remember when we used to drive? Now, you used to get producers.
Yeah.
Remember that? You
You didn't even need a license, did you?
Driving and I was getting these producers and fucking. So the first time
you had the ghetto license back then.
Yeah, that was it.
So that was it. Yeah.
I've got a license. Yeah. Where is it?
It's in the house.
It's in the house. Well, can you produce it in court 6 months later? In 6 months, we can make it underground selling fucking swag. Do you know what I mean? So what's happened, right? Is fucking. I've started fucking driving a lot, and they call it totting. Where you have too many points or something, and then they put you in prison, being banned. I drove banned. Went to state prison 6 months. First time I've ever spent a day in prison. Only a young lad, 24, 25. Walton prison, yeah. So I got fucking sent first time in Walton prison, little 6 month stretch. And this guy, when I get in there, the second I get in there, says to me in reception, "You ever been in prison before?" I said, "No, I don't give a fuck about prison, lads." But you know, deep down, when you're like, I can't do this charade no more. I can't fucking do this front no more. It's pissing me off trying to be this guy who I know I'm not. But I hang around with the people who are. And maybe they might be thinking what I'm thinking because I see them all now. They're all fucking great guys. Do you know what I mean? They're all lovely fellas with you who just talk fucking hours and all. But maybe that's what age is with men. We grow up too late. But going back in prison with them. And prison was daunting for me because I didn't know how it worked. A lot of people go to prison and don't work, Bill. Weirdly enough, I'm going to tell you a story about a guy called Billy. While I'm in Walton prison. So, the first time I've gone in prison, I've got locked up. I'm not going to say who got locked up, but he's a good lad. He's still out. He's still active. Do you know what I mean? And I got locked up with him, and he's fucking brilliant. But then he pulls a fucking phone out of his arsehole in a fucking rubber bag. And next minute, he's going to use this phone. I was like, oh, mate, I'm new. Now, if that would have been fucking in my next sentence, yeah, lends the phone. But then I was like, mate, I'm all right. I don't want to use the phone, I'm all right. It's been stuck up his ass. And he's got this phone. Next minute, he's fucking phoned these fucking kids and blah, 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 blah. The next day, fucking pad's full of swag. And I mean, bars of weed. He'd had a parcel sent in. This kid was on the wing with the parcels. I'm fucking lucky sitting in his lad's fucking cell. Turns out, my friend, again, sorry, I can't mention his name, guys. He's still active, do you know what I mean? My friend said, look, one of our lads are coming in. Make sure he's all right. So when you get to prison, you either get there and you've got itchy blankets, a fucking vest, a vest, a light blue vest, striped shirt, H&M prison jeans, you get all that shit. Or you get looked after. So if you get a quilt in prison, believe it or not, mate, you're fucking doing well. Well, you did then. Now, I think you get fucking
everyone gets them now, yeah.
But then if you had a quilt, you were doing all right. And then I remember everyone saving up all the shower gels, fucking 10 bottles of Radox. They were your trophies for some reason. Yeah. Selling gold in Virginia. So I got put on this graft in prison, fucking selling GV, gold in Virginia, for double bubble. 2 out, 4 back in. Before you know it, I'm back in the graft game in prison, so I thought, fuck, I like this. It looks like I must be just the money maker. I turn things over. I was selling fucking big fucking packet, like hundreds of packets, and getting money sent to an account. Then I was getting chips smuggled in, phone chips smuggled in. Then I started to get my own parcels, didn't I, with these kids from Kirby, fucking funny firm they are. KWR. Do you remember them?
No.
They're just some of the funniest and most mental guys you've ever met in your life. They called themselves the Kirby Wagon Robbers. For obvious reasons.
I think I might know.
Yeah, you know the names, don't you? Do you know what? They had prison sold up, mate, and they were just fucking boss. And that's the truth, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and start saying, oh, you shouldn't have done what they did. Look, it was boss. They made my prison easier because they were such nice lads in such high places. It'd be like Christmas. They'd be fucking... So you had to get your hustle on. By the time I started to get my hustle on in prison, I had to get out. Got back out, stayed back on the graft. Because I'd done so well in prison, I didn't give a fuck about it, did I? So I got back out with a worse attitude. Worse attitude again. Again, the cocaine started kicking in. Fucking... This night, I'm sitting there with my mates on my birthday, and they said to me, I started having a line, and my mate said to me, yeah, we've got you a brass, mate. I said, what? Got you a brass? So this is the first time fucking, you know, I'm still fucking naive to this world, Bill. So I've got this room upstairs of my mates, and I've just come out, got me fucking birthday, got me an escort, gone upstairs with this girl. They've all got off on my own now, fucking drugs and fucking stupidity. And I sat there talking to her, right, Bill. I can't believe I'm telling you this, I swear I can't, right? My mates are going to ruin me for this, but you know this story, right? You've got an exclusive here, Bill, you can fuck off. So anyway, I'm sitting there with this fucking... Says, got off me banner, fucking talking pure bollocks, thinking I'm a gangster, talking shit, and I said to her, have you got somewhere to live? You know what's coming out, don't you?
So you moved it in?
No, wish. I said, have you got somewhere to live? She said, yeah. I said, I'm talking that shit now. I'm supposed to be getting stuck into this woman and then just getting off my mate, but me being an absolute melt who's been sitting there talking to fucking prison officers and fucking my mates all the time, sitting here chatting, and I gave her a caravan.
You gave her a caravan?
Oh, Bill. I signed a caravan over, gave her a fucking caravan. I bought loads of caravans. It was a bit of a work I had. Bought like 5 of them in Timor. Anyway, I fucking gave her a caravan, didn't I? Fucking signed it over, fucking made the fucking phone calls and everything about make sure he gets in fucking caravan. Woke up the next day, and I was in with 5 other lads. One like a caravanese, blah, blah, blah. I woke up the next morning, I haven't said nothing, didn't even think about it, Bill, forgot all about it, until we went to Timor the following day, because we had to go and we bought this jet wash company to do clean fucking caravans in Timor. And we got there, right, and there's this family in there. Oh, what are you doing? We rented for the weekend. And I'm sitting there and the lads are all, what the fuck are you on about? And I'm going, oh, lads, you're not going to believe that. To tell me mates had fucking signed up one of our caravans to this fucking brass. She never even got a nuts, mate, but she got a caravan. They're the knobhead things that you do when you think you're Johnny Big Spuds and you're just a whopper.
Yeah.
So, oh, mate, I haven't lived that down, you know, I get ribboned for that. Needless to say, them days were over fast, you know what I mean? So, after that, things started getting a bit bigger, Bill.
Yeah.
I'm working for me mate. Things start. We're talking. I'm in Rockferry now, Bill. Driving around, and we're earning £3,500 a day. Do you know what I mean? And that's me fucking being a knobhead. Do you know what I mean? Fucking but Bill, it's mad because you're in a fraternity of criminality. With I know. Obviously, we've got 2 sides. Yeah, we've got the good people and the bad people. But the bad people are good people. And the good people are bad people. And when you get whatever world you're in, and these people were good to me. They were always good to me. If money ever went missing, it was never like the way you can get. Yeah. They were like family. Do you know what I mean? So fucking, they've said now, yeah, you can go and do your own work, set your own work up and all that now. So fucking did start climbing the ladder, didn't I? Thinking I'm fucking Tony Montana. Started the work in Skelmersdale. Mate, have you ever been to Skelmersdale? It's a fucking roundabout.
I've been past it, like, yeah.
Have you ever tried to... You clearly never grafted in fucking Skelmersdale. Fucking 16 bagheads on each roundabout. And I remember we were there for one night. Now, I didn't know they had little vigilante firms. Also, they thought they had vigilante firms. Yeah. Anyway, so we started this work in Skelmersdale. And we had to get this girl who was on the gear to come and show us around all these places. So she's sitting in the back of the car. I'm sitting there with 2 of my mates. We're driving around, looking for punters, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, any chance I can have a stone? And I was like, I'm not saying yeah. And so the lad's like, yeah, whatever, just take that, whatever. She goes into the house. She's obviously got off her tits. Come back. Start driving around again. About 10 minutes later, hey, any chance I can have another stone? We're like, you fucking dear, you, aren't you? Supposed to give them a few bob and they show you all the punters and you get a graft on then, do you know what I mean? Get a 10 out of 10 swag. Then it starts mellowing down to a 7. So she asked again. So one of the lads went, oh, fuck, we're doing all right here. Fucking passed another one. 3rd time, right, she says, and he's like, look, do us a favour, fucking shut up, will you? Knock her on the head. I shit you not, Bill did. And then she pulled out the only fucking suit in her head. And it was a gold suit. And she fucking offered me the suit. Oh my God, mate. Now look, I won't eat sweet corn because of my graft, because it looks like my head's teeth. But this took the piss, mate. This gave me a phobia. It was slobbery, fucking gummy. Oh, she pulled it out of her head, Bill. That's how bad this drug must have been. Just so she can have some crack. Anyway, for some stupid bastard reason, right, we've ended up on the ale in Skelmersdale in this fucking woman's house. I think it's just one of them where you're trying to make it your own territory then, Bill, do you know what I mean? Yeah. As we're sitting there, we had to leave the car there to get off. The next day we got back, didn't we? The car's smashed up, the tyres had been took out. Looked like it'd been left on Shield Road, mate. It was fucked. And it was a letter, lad. The Skemersdale these people were just dead polite. They even left a note. Mate, they left a note saying, keep selling drugs in our city and we'll burn all your cars out from the vigilantes, lad. That's what they writ. So us then, we're on a fucking warpath. We got a number of people behind us, all big names, all thinking, fuck that, but we were doing this. And the thing about Scousers is we kind of threw ourselves in people's cities, didn't we? And thought, look, I'm grafting here, and they'd fight for it. There was a war over it, wasn't there? You know what I mean? It was constant war over fucking this place, but we seemed like jippos, aren't we? I mean, we get everywhere you go. Some of the lads just set up a graft and you'd be like, I can't go here, that's blah blah's graft, I can't go here. And it was like, it was sound. Things started getting messy near the end. Everyone was warring, but them days it was like, nah, that's mine, that mate, leave it. So like, so, no, we didn't have no problems whatsoever for fucking years and years and years over the water. One day we were in Skem, we're getting a car burnt out. A fucking polite letter. The politest letter I've ever seen, needless to say. We came back, all the fucking lads started fucking finding out who these kids were and all that. And I remember my mate grabbing him and putting him in the back of the car. He just stripped him naked and made him walk home. All these stupid, ridiculous things that you got involved in. I remember watching people getting stabbed. I remember watching somebody getting shot. Put a lot of my friends away, you know, and everyone started getting picked off. When people started getting violently hurt. Do you know what I mean? And it's a shame also because even the people that were creating the violence, it seemed like you're in that game, you live by the sword, so you just have to die by the sword type of thing. It was like they didn't ask for it and nobody ever asked for it, but then they still have to be that guy who gets the backbone up and goes, look, I've got to protect what's mine. And that's kind of how it is. Nowadays they just step on each other's toes, don't they? These days it was like ego. In my day it was like more ego, look, this is mine. Let me have it. And then someone would come from Manny or whatever and end up getting turfed out. Like if we went to Manny, we'd get turfed out, you know what I mean? So it started getting really violent at that point. From then, that's when I started my big prison sentence. I started getting involved in quite a lot, putting my money into whatever I could, slyly putting money away. Starting education, believe it or not, Bill. I've done a degree, got a level 2 in English lit, just on the sly. One of the weird things, mate. And started getting involved in things.
Did you think when you were doing that, like your English course on the sly, that there was like a part of you was going, look, enough's enough here? Because I know you get to a stage in your life and you think, you know what, there's a lot going on. It's you always get sold by your parents or your dad or a mate or someone, right? There's always someone bigger and harder. Yeah, right? And that's just how it is. You know, you listen to these podcasts, you listen to these, you read these books, some hard
Somebody always wipes it out, yeah.
But there's always, you know, you're gone.
For me, Bill, it was never about being that bastard, because I never was. Do you know what I mean? I was more of, I'm everyone's mate. I was the fixer, I was the builder, I was the guy who built relationships for people. If somebody had a problem with blah, blah, they'd phone me and say, look, because I was everyone's friend, I wasn't the enemy.
So you were like negotiating sort of independence with
always everybody. Yeah. I never had no enemies, mate. I didn't, and everyone will probably admit that. I never had no. I didn't intentionally create them. Yeah. I did what I had to do to make it. Yeah. So I'm on operation now, okay, and their operation fucked up, Bill, because for some fucking stupid reason, and I'm earning a lot of money now. I had 3 companies, Bill. I had the jet wash company. I had my caravan, half caravan company, fucking slut. She didn't even give me a back, Bill. She never even offered me a back. She's fucking flying now. So, jet wash company, caravans, and getting into demolition. Which I'll tell you all about it again. This is when I turned into Del Boy. Decided, a little bit of a boss now. Not a boss of anything big, but I had my own graft. I didn't have to go and graft. I just had a couple of lads working for me, and that's when I started thinking about education and work. Yeah. So I had these people working for me, and then started working for a guy called Thomas Mee on demolition. And people used to say, why is he working? What the fuck is he working for? He's on a fucking bomb. I was on a bomb, mate. It means I had to hide my money away from my parents. I had to hide my money away from my son's mum, Maria, who was such a wonderful woman at the time.
And I had it from the police as well.
Well, yeah. And everyone, I had done well. I was okay. I wasn't a spender. I had nothing to spend it on other than fucking cocaine and fucking, well, fuck that fucking escort thing, goes that way happening again. So they had nothing to spend it on. Still indulging in drugs, still indulging in trying to live the big life, which was in the end just came the downfall of me. And I started working with a guy called Thomas, and I was just a normal labourer. And this is when I started my education build, started educating myself doing this. In doing demolition for a good 12 months now, graph was going sweet, everything's cool. And I decided I wanted to, again, I want to be the boss. I want to be the best at everything I do. I fucking want to do this. This is fucking... So I liked the demolition. So what I done was I met this guy and he made fake ID. And in demolition, you can be something called a top man, which is like a corporal in the army. Do you know what I mean? You get a higher wage. You're well known in the demolition trade. You have to pass an exam to get it. I was never doing the exam. I had no time. I was trying to study. I had my graft. And on the weekends, I had a cocaine addiction, if you want to call that. And then, so nothing was happening other than I'm gonna go and get a fake ID. So this guy, he made this ID. That's the mate. It was fucking unreal. So I started with this company called what was it called? Rodar. I think, yeah, Rodar, but they're the demolition side of it, with a guy called Andy Fisk from Manchester. They took me on as a top man, started doing the job properly, gave me a couple of lads to work with me, made a few fuck-ups on the jobs, but Andy Fisk was like one of the lads. You could tell he'd had a graft years ago, so he was all right to me, he was open to me, giving me good work. I was doing well. So I decided to go one step further, didn't I, Bill? And got a fucking manager's card and became a demolition manager. Now, here's something for you, mate. Lewis was in town. Yeah. Do you know the big demolition strip out? I was the boss. I was the manager. That's my claim to fame to the city. And do you ever remember the towers that got ripped down? Yeah. I was a top man on that job. Mate, I was a grafter over the water. I was a bellend in Skem. I don't know what the fuck it was on the weekend. I hadn't figured that bit out yet. Yeah. But I was.
You were a top man on.
I was the manager.
The top manager.
So I was like, I'm earning all this money, and I've got this company letting me run this strip out in Lewis's, and Lewis is one of the most iconic buildings in the city. The papers and everything, mate. Doing the strip out for it, brilliant. So if it was going perfect for me, I couldn't have had any more money. I was still a little bit lonely because I'd left the baby's mum. She left me for obvious reasons. I was a bellend. And I had a time away with myself and I got quite lonely and stuff like that. But I think I felt it that way because I was worried I was a grafter. I was worried that everyone's going to find out what I do. Over the water, I was making as much noise as you possibly could, still going through people's doors, still fucking knocking at your daughter's house, still being him. In Liverpool, just quiet. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if I'm going to be honest, and
like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of living.
I was a chameleon, mate. Complete chameleon.
Mr. Ben, just fitting in to any place and adapting to any environment.
So when you think about it at this point, right, I was nailing it. I was absolutely nailing it, mate. I couldn't have done any better. And I went and worked, believe it or not, because the weekend was starting to grip me, I got a job on the doors. Now, grafter, manager, doorman, and started working for John G and Dave Ain.
So you got your fingers in loads of pies here.
I honestly didn't know what to do with it all no more. Yeah. But the time is exactly the way I am now. I fulfill every hour to fulfill every hole. Yeah. So it's the same then.
Do you think because I can understand that feeling of like there's a big hole here that's like a vacuum and we're filling it with all kinds of I need to fill. I need to keep busy. I get up, you see me, I go to the gym, I train hard. That sets me up for the day. Then my day goes ahead the way it does, and before you know it, I'm in bed at night, and it's like Groundhog Day. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing the next day. And when you say to yourself earlier on in as we were talking about, you never had time to fucking feel depressed. You never had time to worry about anything. So keeping busy all the time. Yeah. Because you always, that vacuum's always getting full. But if you ever obviously when you're going to jail and you're sitting there and you're on your own and you're reflecting and you're in your pad, you never think to yourself, fucking hell, and you mentioned it before, you felt lonely.
Well, because I went back to prison. It got hard because I went back to prison twice more times. See, I worked on the doors. I had everything going for me. And being on the door, it brought like another different person out, another different devil, another demon, different birds every night. Fucking thinking you're Johnny Big Bollocks. And I remember working on this strip club once called Tees. It was facing Bar Red.
What year was this? What year?
Jesus Christ, I don't know. What are we in?
We're in now. We're in 2020, haven't we? So we're looking at what?
That's gone quick, lad, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So we're done. 8 years. So it's 2020. 20. What's 2012? Probably about 2010.
Well, 10 years ago, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, give or take.
We went away for a few years. Like,
Yeah.
So Bar Red, I got put on this, oh, fuck me, mate, to tell you what happened first, I got put on this club called the Dresler. If anybody ever remembers the Dresler, it was mainly for coloured people. Coloured people mainly went in there. I'm a white doorman. They were all white. Never really had no problem with them, because we never did in them days, because everyone's friends with each other. It seems like it's worse now, believe it or not. Everyone was fine. There was never ever any race issue, even though this was a club where mainly black people went, and we were white doormen. Never ever got, if there was ever in trouble, it was never because of racism, ever. Weirdly enough, do you know what I mean? But I remember working on this club, right? And do you remember Desi Bayliss?
Yeah,
Desi's going to see Desi quite a lot. He's a good lad. I've seen him recently, actually. He was a good guy, do you know what I mean? And I remember him being there on the night, and this fucking woman starts, I've only just started the doors, so it must have been me, fucking, I just see what he's like. This woman starts fighting with this other woman. Have you ever seen women fight? My lord, I'd rather watch two fellas knock a fuck out of each other than two women. It scarred me. These women had hold of each other's ears, right?
Yeah.
Both fucking wigs come off. Next minute, you've got these two skinheads, fucking denim on denim, Johnny wearing fucking lesbians, knocking fuck out of each other, Bill. Absolutely leathering each other, and everyone just standing around going, Dorman. And I remember running into the circle, slipping over. This was my first night on the door, falling over, flat on my back, everyone laughing at me. I stood up, tried to grab these two fucking women, blathering each other. They were going out with each other, turned out they were lesbians.
Yeah.
Tried to separate them. Oh, big fucking scratch down my face. I thought, so I got a cab on and I went, you know what, fuck yous both. Got fucking knock fuck out of each other to blood. Bill, it was, honest to God, it was fucking hell. It was like fucking cockfighting. That was my first night on the doors. After that, I got put on this club called Tees, and there was this, I don't even know what I'm allowed to say no more. Is transvestite allowed to say? Are we allowed to say that?
Transvestite?
I don't know if I'm allowed.
Are you sure you can call it?
I think it
was transvestite. That's a label, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a guy dressed as a woman, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a
you know when you wear like
transvestite.
that gloss on the lips, it makes them look like they've got chlamydia and stuff. Fucking sticky, fucking well, it's horrible. And I remember having that stuff on her, right? Huh? Yeah. Sorry. I just don't understand this non-binary stuff no more. Now, she had this, I've got a thing about lipstick and makeup. I don't like it on my face. I don't know what it is. I don't like moisturising, nothing on me. When somebody kissed me with lipstick, I feel fucking sick, mate. I hate it. Honestly. I have to ask me bird, please. Do you know what I mean? She doesn't wear makeup, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that must be my type. I just don't like it anyway. This fucking woman, she's flirting with me a lot, do you know what I mean? I'm on the doors and I got this lap dancer coming out, and then this lap dancer said, "Oh, you like him, don't you, Charlene?" And she's gone, "Oh, things that do to him," and then threw this big fucking sweaty, fucking greasy, fucking big thing right on my cheek. And you know when you just start fuming, I thought, oh, I'm full of fucking testosterone anyway. I'm on fucking G8 fucking gamma growth hormone, the lot, and like, oh, I fucking lost it. 2 o'clock in the morning, got a big fucking neck, this fucking lippy, and I've just said, fuck off, or I'll fucking swat you. Next minute, she's not she no more. She's got a cob on. And I thought, I'm standing there thinking, I'm gonna have a straightener here. I'm gonna be the only guy in fucking town who's gonna have a fucking straightener with a transvestite, and I'm gonna look me all over fucking the news and everything. Fucking next minute, I just went, look, do his favour, fuck off, and as I put my hand up like that, she volleyed me so hard in the testicles, mate, that I've gone, oh. I was, Billy, I went on my knees, right, and she walked away. with the sexiest one. She walked away. Billy, I was on my knees, and I remember one of my balls going fucking massive. My dick went like that. It looked like a fucking hippo's nose with one nostril. It was that big. I remember for fucking days, my dick was fucked. The following weekend, I got put on bar head. This guy carried off his head, fucking doing all this, and he tried to come in, but he was covered in blood. I've gone, do us a favour. You can't come in like that. All right, you can't come in like that. You're going to scare people. Do yourself a favour. Go in there. There's a kebab shop next to the bar head, like a little thing. Get a fucking swill and come back. No one's asked then. And then he throws that card out, doesn't he? The fuck do you know who I am? Oh, and I didn't know who he was, Bill. I just didn't. And I went, no, lad, I've got a fucking clue who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are. You can't be that guy that goes, oh, right, are you somebody? Okay, come in. So I went, look, I don't give a fuck who you are, mate. Fuck off. So he tried to throw a dig at me. Blattered. Just moved. Fucking pinged him, didn't I? Put him a keb. I was on licence, Bill, still. It's all gone now, ain't it? The job. The fucking everything. Went to prison.
For assault?
Yeah, got back off licence. Went to prison for assault. I remember getting chased, actually, because once I'd cracked this guy, I knew I'm going back to jail.
Yeah.
So I got running right through town. And went to Lime Street, and in the pitch black, I thought, this is a boss spec. When I looked at it in the light, I was thinking, you were fucking hiding behind a dustbin, that's what. With the adrenaline pumping, thinking, no one see me, you know what I mean? I just looked like a bin bag, sitting there like that. So, I got caught by the busy, went back to police. I only went to prison for like 4 months, on licence. When I came out, I met the baby's mum, my daughter's mum, Melissa. He was in Olympia, fight on, and I met her, and we had a very, very volatile relationship. It wasn't good. I was a drug dealer. She was young, you know, and she didn't fucking know any better. We moved to Scotland, Bill.
Yeah.
Moved to Scotland, and I lived in Glasgow. No, I didn't. I lived in Kilmarnock. Started grafting with my brother up there, who, you know, he's legit now, thank fuck. He's completely straight. He's done his jail. And I remember him saying to me, there's work there, if you want to just come up here and get out the way, fucking get myself in too much trouble here where I am.
Yeah.
So, went up there, started living this lovely life in Scotland. Mate, I love Scotland, and I love the Scottish people.
Yeah,
and
I do myself, yeah.
They love us.
We're so similar.
Yeah, now there's always been a road from Liverpool to Glasgow, swag. It's well known, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That the distribution from these two countries was massive at the time. Do you know what I mean? So I played a part in that. Went up there to Kilmarnock. I remember getting this big house, lovely big house by a farm. And fucking Lecky Blinds, the lass was still back in the graft game now, only this time. I've got Melissa with me, whom I got married to, with one of them drug dealers' weddings. Fucking embarrassing. And moved to Scotland with her. She had a little boy at the time, Bailey. And it got worse again, Bill. You're in a different country, your ego pops out again. My brother had a reputation, the people he was working with had a massive reputation, so I had to come with a reputation because he's not going to say our kid's on his way up and he's a bellend.
Yeah, so your name comes before you.
I started doing MMA and stuff, so come up with the...
Where was you doing MMA in Liverpool?
ASW in Manchester.
Oh, so you were doing this
Wigan,
prior?
Wigan, sorry, innit?
Yeah, so you're prior. So was this something that you...
When I come out of prison, I met Lee Chadwick, didn't I? And he got me involved in it. He got me involved in the PT. He got me involved in
Where does Lee work now?
Dedicated Fitness.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Well, he started me off and everything, to be fair. He played a massive part. And when I come out of prison, then he was there. He was writing to me in prison. Done everything he possibly could to make sure that was cool. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, as I say, got involved in fucking what I was doing with my brother before that. Do you know what I mean? So I had this reputation to uphold for my brother up there. Went up there, nasty bastard again. But he gave me this graft. It was the funniest graft you've ever seen in your life, you know, Bill. I swear to God, lad, it was like fucking doctors and... listen, you wouldn't believe the type of people who were on drugs out there. You wouldn't believe it, Bill. I was just as shocked. These people who are taking heroin or crack or cocaine, they're like the peers of the country, do you know what I mean? So I'd never judge anybody for doing what they want to do because they're still looking after themselves. They're still looking after... I'm not saying it's right, but I've been in that world and these people still look after the kids. They've got other big homes.
like what you'd say, what we'd say anyway, is like the functional addicts, you know, the manageable. They're not selling a fucking.
Is it an addiction if they're just enjoying it and it's not affecting their life?
Well, it is. It's you might come across like it's not affecting.
Is it a
like
bad addiction or is it a good addiction because it's fulfilling a part of their lives that excites them, or it's not affecting the bill, it's not affecting it. I don't know, Bill. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't understand the psychology behind it. I didn't even try to figure it out. When I went up there, I started doing more education. Do you know what I mean? And I started fighting in a place called the Grip House for a guy called Paul McFerry or something like that. Boss guy. Anyway, went to Scotland. He put me on this graft and it was selling houses of Bobby. Down houses of Bobby. Basically, it turned up, I was a Bobby, fucking 700 quid, 750, blah, 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 however you felt. And then prices were fucking high, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It was probably full of fucking mannitol at the time. It was all shite. But I remember going into this guy's house, right? And I've given this house of Bobby. This is the first time I had to go and give someone something. And he's gone, nice one, pal. I was like, all right, mate, I'm sitting there now going, here's your money, where's the money? And don't worry about it. I'll pass it to Jimmy, type of thing. And I was like, no, you're going to pass it to me. Now, I didn't know that the Dales had an arrangement for the last 2 or 3 years. This guy's a really good guy. He actually sells swag but buys horses off him.
Yeah.
Me turn off fucking thunder and lightning. No, what to do? No. Bish, bash, bush. Fucking done this kid in, haven't I? Fucking next minute, brother's on the phone. What the fuck have you done, you soft cunt? Going, what? Me fucking mate, he works for us. Fucking kid lying there. He actually works for us. He just doesn't pay until he's got his dough in, type of things around me. Oh, so it turns up. But it was weird because it got me like a reputation for being a bit of a lunatic, which it wasn't. Yeah. So I was thinking, who the fuck is that? I'm not a lunatic. I just, again, being an knobhead, not thinking testosterone, blah, blah, blah. And as we were in Scotland, things started to get weird. I bought this Jag, right, Bill? I bought the Jag, got the windows blacked out. Didn't want no one seeing me in Scotland because the police were right on me, brother, and the police were right on me and all that. And I got put back in fucking prison, right, for driving a tinted in Scotland. You don't have to get caught driving. You only have to see you. They fucking saw me in a tinted windowed car and still got me in fucking prison. How? And I'm arguing in court. I was thinking, that can make Mickey Mouse court. Do you know what I mean? It was like, oh, fucking hell, if you don't want to fucking go to circus, stop playing with the tits. And I was thinking, is this happening? And I remember standing in court saying, are you fucking messing? Is this a joke? So I got put back in prison, but they sent me home. And I had a weird connection with Scotland after this. So they sent me back home, right? I'd done 3 months back in Bolton. Went to Avrig. No, didn't. I went to Risley, in prison there. Came out, started grafting. That operation was still on the will. Didn't know, did I? Walked straight back into it like a tit. At that point, a few people had been fucking hurt as well. Load of violence. The firm is still fucking taking over. Going mad. All got the worst. I've come back, walked back into the fucking graft. Started doing some work myself again in Netherton. You know, Marion Square and all that. Fucking load of punches around there. I'll just set something up there. My mates put me on it. And I remember being with my mate, right? Me and my mate, we used to fuck about with each other in a fucked up way. Like, you'd have a bird, but you'd have someone who you just fucking have not a mess about. Now, your bird's your bird. But any girl that puts themselves in front of you and is happy to just go with, you know, we'd have that. Anyway, there was this girl who started meeting. I'm not going to say her name. She knows she's a fucking slag. But right, I'm sitting there. I've started meeting this girl. Got paid. I was a cunt. I was a prick. I'm an asshole. Do you know what I mean? And I started meeting this girl. She's in the car. We were grafting. You always have a baby in the car. It looks better. I'm grafting, driving now, fucking C4, blah, blah, blah. Doing what I have to do. And just meeting her. No big deal. We fucking mate the sly ass, no time shit on each other. He drives past me this one day and he goes, oh lad, I've got to go, dead quick. And I went, all right, son, no worries. He's only getting a fucking blowjob off that bed as he's driving past me. And she got back in the car with me the next day, right? I didn't know. He's sitting there looking at me and I've gone, what's going on here? Then 2 burst out laughing. I went, what's going on here? And he went, I'll tell you later, so I haven't thought of nothing. Gee, bitch is sitting next to me in the car, by the way. Gone to see him that night. He went, see that fucking bird? I went, yeah. He went, she phoned me off a fucking barn and started just fucking me dick, mate. He fucking drove past me. The following day, she's got back in the car, and I remember having a bag of shit. I could have put shit in a bag and just fucking threw it at her head, threw it out the car. remember our fella coming out on me fucking straight and he's fucking chasing me. He's only an half fella, couldn't crack it half fella. He's fucking chasing me down the road. You threw shit on me daughters, and I've shouted. She sucked me mate's dick. Fucking running down the road. Shouting, she fucking shot you. Don't give a fuck. Your daughter's sucking dick. Oh, honest to God, mate. After that, the operation went fucked then. This guy grassed me up who was working with me. He was a safe house. This one all got heavy, this bill.
Yeah.
When the big sentence come. This is when my head got fucking rattled, and this when I thought I was a playful hooligan. I wasn't saying that I was hating people, do you know what I mean? And eventually somebody has to put a stop to you. This fella who I worked with for years, the police got to him and he's phoned me and got any chance of a little scratch of that Bob. So I went, oh mate, I don't do shit like that. I'm fucking, what thing's going on here? I can fucking hell, I'm gonna have to laugh or see me fucking mate. What's he saying that, the twat? So me, I'm like, yeah, go on, no worries, I'm gonna grab something, went in there. As I walked in, this fucking busy around my throat. He was built like a brick shit house. And this woman next to him, she definitely had a dick, Bill. I felt on my leg, not asked. She grabbed me in a bear hug. The fucking arms on her. I swear, it's like the Hulk. I remember saying to this fella, mate, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be here. Fucking John's got you covered here. And she kept tight holding me like that, like a life's worth it. Now, I didn't know they called me Smiler. Apparently that was my nickname from the police because I was always fucking smiling, always laughing, do you know what I mean? And I remember this one time driving through the tunnel and I seen this Helen Kendricks, a busy. As I'm driving through, I'm smiling, just going, all right, Hel. Fucking showed me a photo of me thinking I'm a fucking hard case. Now, these are the things that make them have vendettas, and if they have vendettas, they're going to get you. If you just don't be a bellend like I was, they're probably just not asked. But me, all right, Hel. Fucking big photo. She's got hold of me dead tight like that. In this fucking grip like a vice. Anyway, sat me down. She said, look, someone's been murdered. I didn't know what to say then. I'm fuck all to do with a murder. I don't clue what you're talking about. Someone's been murdered. And you're all fucking getting questioned for it. Bill came in this job to earn a bit of dough. And I know the people who worked in with came in the job to earn a bit of dough. And I know they didn't, and they repent, and I know fucking they didn't want to do whatever went on. But someone got killed. That's when the police just think, look, that's when I sat back and thought. Turned out it was obviously nothing clearly to do with anybody over the wars at the time. It was from all getting dragged in, do you know what I mean? He ended up getting 8 years.
Is that what you got sentenced to, 8 years?
Yeah. I got sentenced to 8 years. And I went into Walton then, and it started bad. Because I went to Walton, I knew everyone and all that, but there was this big fucking massive. I mean, I'm just a couple of months in there, dead comfy, got me PlayStation, you know what it is. As long as you got a PlayStation, it's like having a bed. You sound, you're just sitting there chilling, sitting on this fucking computer. My fucking PlayStation broke, didn't it? Now, the biggest lad on the fucking wing called Merv, who was known for kidnapping people and fucking killing them up and all that. I've gone, Merv, do us a favour. End your PlayStation. White Scouts, no problem. So passes me this. I don't know why he was a brummy then, but he passes me this fucking PlayStation. Me, fucking got a cardboard bump through the fucking pad. I broke his fucking PlayStation. I've got to tell this guy. Now in prison, if you kill someone's PlayStation, you're getting fucked up, lad. You're getting fucked up. So I month him there, and I've said, look, I've broke your PlayStation. I'll get you on board. He's fucking screaming through his door what he's going to do to me and all that. So all my mates and they're all like, look, mate, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So I've gone into his pad at dinner time. Instead of just, look, mate, I went in and went, look, dickhead, you're a guest in this fucking prison before you fucking bingos me, doesn't he? Grabs hold of me, he's fucking swatting me here, Bill. This big fucking massive King Kong lookalike fucker. Literally punching, and the worst thing was, every time he threw a punch, he must have had fucking figure holes or something. He was spitting little bits of biscuit on me. That was the worst bit, Bill, because I remember saying, look, mate, the biscuit on my nose there. Boom, bish, bosh, batter on me again. Next minute, my mate Jamie Hogan, do you know Yogi from fucking Breck Row? What a great kid, mate. He jumps on this mare's back, and it was like he was on a fucking roller coaster, right? And he's going, whoa, fucking mare's throwing him all around the room. Then my other mate, fucking, I think it was Craig Byers, grabs hold of him. Fucking, before you know it, mate, the three of us all fucking trying to get this kid. I had a beating, mate. Anyway, I've got out the pad, and I remember fucking licking my wounds, and I've gone back in my pad, and I had a single cell, 240, and I don't know why. And I remember sitting there going, fuck, what am I going to have to do here to get this fucking lunatic off me? Now, I had a mate who I can't talk about in there, and he knocks at my pad and went, I'll go and see him. They're not bad. I'm fucking not having that here. And he said the same. He's a fucking guest here. Don't want one of the lads from Liverpool getting fucking set up by him. And I've gone, fuck off, lad. I fucking, hey, fucking had to go. Anyway, we were just laughing about it. It became a joke, but then dinner time came. And this is where I didn't want it to accumulate because he deserved to give me an hide, and I went in there like a bellend. Got the hide, and I'd rather have just shook his hand after that, but my mates didn't allow that. They fucking hurt him after that. I've always felt dead guilty for that, you know what I mean? But I suppose on the other hand, I thought, my mates are fucking good people as well. They see that when you're stuck in this fucking underground world, there's only one way of dealing with things, isn't it? I didn't like how it was working out. From there, believe it or not, I had a fight with this guy, and I had a fight in the laundry room. I had a fight in the laundry room with this fella, and he was only a dilly, you know what I mean? And what he'd done was, he'd started fucking bullying this kid, Billy. Remember I told him, I tell you about this story. There was this guy in there, and his name was Billy, but he was gay. And every night, right, he was terrorising this kid. Every night he'd shout out of his door, Billy! Billy! You name it, mate. Then the whole of I-Wing shouting, Billy! This kid's fucking terrorised. And I remember just going in and saying, what's going on with you? He was crying his eyes out. So a couple of lads got together and said, look, enough's enough now. He's going to fucking hang himself, this kid. He can't do that. So this one night we just said, look, the whole wing, you're responsible for the whole wing, believe it or not. I wasn't, but everyone is responsible because when one fucks up, we all have to get locked up. So you do unite. Your enemies become your friends, and that's how it works. So I remember us all getting together and saying, look, let's fuck this Billy thing off. He's going to do himself in. But this guy just wouldn't stop. So I've shouted, look, no bed. He's going to fucking do himself in. Then he shouted, I fucking hope so. Fucking faggot. I thought, come on, lad. So I've shouted, no, my mate shouted, wait till tomorrow, you. I'm going to fucking twat you. And he shouted, let's have a Bentley. I fucking opened my mouth. I was lying on my bed watching Emmerdale. I was sound. Do you know what I mean? But you always hear everything through the door with your bog rolls. Do you know what I mean? And so me, you're in prison. I just went, what the fuck's it got to... What, lad? What? Fuck your name. I'm at the state in the fucking laundry. I've done him. Fair play. And got legged to Barlinnie, Bill. If you look up Paul Bentley in Barlinnie now, you'll find a story that'll just excite you, mate. I'm in Barlinnie prison. I'm thinking, shit, I've heard so many stories about Barlinnie. Every one of the fuckers had a scar across the face. Turns out that you get a fucking Mars bar. That's what they called it. You get a Mars bar just for fuck all in there. So I thought, I'm coming home, man, with one cheek. Do you know what I thought? You look like you've been there. So anyway, I fucking turned up, Bill, right? And I've shit myself, that's the truth, lad. Scouse, grafter. I've had graft in Scotland. There could have been a few enemies, I don't know. And I'm walking into Barlinnie, mate, one of the roughest prisons in the country. Got up there. I was always the talker. The guy that could get around people, make friends with everyone, do you know what I mean? Seems to do all right anyway. I'm just walking through this wing, right? All I can hear is Scottish voices. Next minute I heard, lad, you won't believe this. Is that you, Bentley? And I've gone, oh, mate, my heart sank. In a good way. Like, Bentley! It's Chungy. Do you remember Chungy, lad?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, he's a fucking legend. He's a fucking ruthless bastard. He robbed our kid's car a few times, do you know what I mean? He shouted, it's Chungy. I thought, thank fuck for that, a familiar face. He was well in with everybody. Then my brother got a few friends. It turned out Barlinnie was the best prison I've ever been in. I played in this footy match in Barlinnie. There was like a charity footy match, Rangers versus Celtic. A couple of Rangers lads come out. I remember playing footy and every mate. It was great. And then I heard this story about this girl who was dying called Vanessa. I think this is where my life started thinking, I owe people here.
So you sat, so being away and
I cried, Bill.
You just, yeah.
I cried my eyes out because I was so far away from my family. In Barlinnie prison, I was a good guy. Everyone loved me. No fucking enemies. I was getting the best of the best. There was fucking, no issue. It was just so easy to just get along with everything up there because you're out the way. But I remember going back and crying this one night, and I remember I was speaking to Melissa, the baby's mum, and she just easily red button you like it was nothing. You have an argument with your bump, you red button, then you don't know what that feels like when you're locked behind a cell and you've got your girlfriend who you think's gonna fucking make everything all right, and I probably deserved it. I was a gobshite, do you know what I mean? But any type of argument, boom, red button. And that killed me, mate. It turned me inside out. So I thought, I don't want to be this guy who, one, deserves that. Two, has his fucking kids thinking he's a criminal. Not even a criminal. I'm in Liverpool, for fuck's sake. Just a bellend. If you're going to be a criminal, be a good one. That doesn't hurt people. Robin Hood. Do you know what I mean? But I was a bellend. So maybe I deserved it. Maybe I didn't. I don't
Karma.
know. Yeah,
A bit of karma sometimes, yeah.
I
we
remember
get it.
crying in my cell this one night, and this is the first time I actually felt emotion towards myself, where I always thought I deserved it, but this sounds like, nah, you're not that bad of a kid. So I thought, I've got to do something, mate. And I remember reading a story about this girl called Vanessa, who was dying of cancer. So I went to one of the officers and said, explain to him the truth. I told him the truth, said, look, I come from bad stock. I'm a bad kid. I told him everything I'd done. And he went, I'm a bad kid. He said, you're a product of society. I wasn't having that. Because there's so many people who came from my area that done well. I wasn't having that.
You're a product of your choices,
Yeah,
aren't
maybe
you?
I was harsh on myself, I don't know. But I'm not having that.
Yeah.
I've got to just put my hand up and say, no, I was just an knobhead who made bad choices and they were my fault. I have to own them or I can't fix them, Bill. If I start blaming depression and anxiety, I can't do that, Bill.
Did anyone say that, ever tell you that you were too hard on yourself when you just started?
Every day.
Yeah.
She tells me every day, mate.
So you just label yourself that you're this and you're that. And
I just feel like in this world, you don't get put in this world to hurt people. So if you're out there hurting people, then you better start paying it back for the rest of your life, mate.
so this sentence now, right? You've got this.
This is the big sentence.
You've got a big sentence. You've got loads of time to reflect. This is the changing point.
Yeah.
This is going to be it.
Yeah.
It's the make or break of you. You're either going to come out and continue doing what you're doing and be on that never-ending cycle of being in and out of prisons, or you're going to die from that lifestyle. That's just how it's going to be, innit?
That was it.
So, you've read this story about a girl called Vanessa. She's down at cancer. You started get in touch with how you felt.
What I wanted to do there, Bill, was I wasn't using the girl.
Yeah.
What I was using it was for a platform to be able to say, look, I'm rehabilitating. I want to show everyone I'm going to start rehabilitating. My family, my friends, blah, blah, blah. And so this Vanessa woman, I contacted her from prison and asked, can I do something to help? I explained who I am. I told everyone the suit, mate. I wasn't lying. I always put my hand up and said, I'm a bad guy, but I don't want to be him no more, please. Do you know what I mean? And it upsets me when I think about it now. Do you know what I mean? I sit there thinking, fucking hell, do you know what I mean? And I get upset thinking about it, but I remember speaking to this woman, and this girl's mum, and, she said, it'd be nice, for someone like you to be able to help. And I remember fucking, I said to the prisoners, my friends, let's just fucking lift weights as much as we fucking can, as long as it fucking takes to get this woman this money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we'd done like a 24-hour marathon because of who we was doing it and asking for rehabilitation, asking for forgiveness, asking, look, fucked up here, give us some money to show that we can do something good.
Redemption, yeah.
We got the woman the money and we were $5,000 short, so I had to turn back into a criminal, but it wasn't a bad criminal, Bill, it was Robin Hood. So I fucked about with the checks a little bit. I had a little number which stole from the prison, but got rid of fucking. Do you know what I mean? So when it got found out, they didn't know what to do with me. Is he a fucking criminal? Is he good? He's just saved the girl's life. If we sent her to America, and she got the treatment, and apparently she's still alive. I mean, she is alive now. Do you know what I mean? And if you look it up, you'll see it's there. Look it up in the paper, you'll see it's there. And after that, mate, I felt glorified, mate. I felt so much better being able to do that than take away life. When I come out of prison, I was still with the baby's mum. That was still volatile. I wasn't into her, she wasn't into me. We went our separate ways.
Ran its course, moved on.
Yeah, she's still the baby's mum, so for everything she is, or was at the time, she's the baby's mum. She demands respect and deserves it.
Yeah, so
she brought my children up.
What we're getting to here now, right, which is important, and I think it's important for everyone who's out there as well, right, is because you've had that turbulent lifestyle, right? There's loads of ego, there's loads of fucking testosterone, there's loads of violence, drug taking. That likeable kind of character, kind of lovable rogue attitude.
It was all a joke to me.
Yeah, life's a joke. Now you're in here, you're changing. So how did you get right from that prison yard to being a cage warrior in the Echo Arena? And that's a big thing, that, Paul. And also, right, from anti-knife campaigns. Now, this is how I first met you, through Tim Morris. I'll give Tim a nice one, Tim. He works in one of those establishments, and he's you're on there, and you're talking about change and redemption and how other people, you guide.
So it's easier for me I work with Bolton Prison. I go in there quite a lot with Tim Morris, and I still speak to the lads who I was either in there with myself or who had just gone in, who were my friends previously, and I think they just trust somebody who's part of their lifestyle, who's coming back and giving them an honest opinion of how I felt then and how I feel now. So when I speak to them in the nicest possible way to them, I think they feel better speaking to somebody like me than they do to somebody who's just come back from university, wouldn't know what it was like to have to rob a pack like this just to feed yourself.
Someone who's been there.
I had to do some things I had to do, some things I wanted to do. Now, they trust me more. So we play football and I go in there, you know, we play footy, we have a good time in the prison, and we'd have this little bit about with some of the screws about, you know, what it was like. And, you know, I'd always say, mate, that guy, just a hustler. Do you know what I mean? And I work with these people, and I see the prison. One of the lads come to our gym now, and I see the screws for who they are and the people.
And I
wasn't then, and you get to know their lifestyle and meet their families. And you're like, it makes me feel worse again. Because these are just people who just want to fucking earn a few bob, do you know what I mean? And their choices have led them to take that job because it was what was going. They're not fucking going out there to be a grass and it doesn't work like that. And now I work in the prison. Not in the, I don't, you know, now I go there every now and again for the campaign with the prison, and I speak to people who've been involved in knife camp crime. I always want to understand their version of events too. Now, let me just get it out there. It's the worst thing in the whole world to carry a knife. I think you're a shithouse for that. And I have to forgive myself for saying this, but sitting in front of the people and getting to see the man and having to listen to their story, why? I think we're all lacking something, you know, in this world nowadays. And I think we're just lacking the fact that we're not getting to know each other enough. And if you know someone enough, you can't hurt them. Because you understand in the background, you understand, it's just, look, you're just a person, a blank face. So that's how it comes across psychologically, these guys, and speaking to them. And when they talk about these people, they come across as, look, it was just a blank face. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But then when I sit down, and I always go down the notion of, you know, you have a friend who's and how is he? Has he got kids? Yeah, I love his kids. Yeah, have you got a brother? Yeah, has he got kids? Yeah, I love his kids. This guy's the same who's being stabbed. And he's no different from you. He's probably got his little hustle on as well. Do you know what I mean? He's got a car, there's sensibility. He's still got children.
So you're getting to know the person and what's contributed to the behaviour.
I believe with psychological conversation, and I do believe personally with getting to know somebody, it's harder to hurt them, isn't it? Well, you'd think so anyway. I mean, we live in a world now which is quite difficult because social lifestyles are very, very distant. You don't find anybody getting to know each other no more, do you?
It's like I had a chat with Molly McCann last week, and it was amazing. And she was talking about a mum being an addict and an addiction for years, and I could identify with that feeling of it all.
Course, yeah.
So I said to her as well, I said, because that label, you know, smackhead and baghead, and you know, it's attached to you when you're on the streets.
That's part and parcel, isn't it?
It becomes who you are. I said, so how does that make you feel? And obviously, you know, it was upsetting. And I used to feel better getting called a crackhead than I did a smackhead, right? Because I felt it was a bit more sociably accepted, and it was a bit more, you know, a bit more high end of a drug. Yeah. But the reality of it was, once people got to know who I was and said to me, "Fuck, I'd never even think you'd ever take that."
Yeah.
And you go, well, do you know what? It was a brief. Well, it wasn't brief. It was quite a long time, really. And I was, you know, I was engulfed in this addiction, and I was driven, and I was doing things I didn't enjoy doing. Similar to yourself, doing things that we don't want to do when we're going down these roads. So, what's your attitude, right, towards like knife crime and addiction and mental health? Because that's what you're involved in now, isn't it? Fitness. That's about building your self-esteem, your confidence, changes people's body composition.
So, Bill, I'm a straight talking guy. You want to know me that. Look, if you're fat because you had too much food. Let's not pretend
so you keep it simple.
I'm as straight as they come. I think that's why I do quite well. Because
do you think you hurt people's feelings when you say that? You know, obviously you will do.
Of course, by all means. But then
we do live in a politically correct world where people go.
Yeah, I don't believe in that, me, Bill. Yeah, I believe in what's right's right, what's wrong's wrong.
Well, so you like I like that. Listen to Piers Morgan of a morning as well. He's just like so.
He is. It's just his problem is, mate. He's too busy poking fun at somebody or poking at somebody about what their problems are. Yeah. He doesn't want to help with the problem. He doesn't want to fix the problem. He wants to tell people to have a problem. Now, you can be two people. Yeah. Now, I am saying, if you're fat, you're fat. Yeah. But I'm helping. Because I'm saying, I'll give me services, and a lot of time I give it free. Yeah. But let's not fuck around the bush here, Bill. Yeah. How'd you get fat? Let's not fucking pretend anything else. Tell me the fucking truth, Bill. How'd you get fat?
You've eating too much, aren't you? You're eating the wrong food.
Okay. So, that's all I do.
So you're
now I understand the psychology reasons. I do not believe in the in certain medications because they don't put fat on you, they put water on you. That's a different kettle of fish. If you're fat because of food.
Loads of salt.
If you're overweight because of water, maybe medical. If there's a psychological reason why you're fat and because you're eating too food, I get it. Let's work around it. Yeah. But you have to acknowledge the issue for me. You have to just say, look, it's like AA, isn't it? I'm an alcoholic. I'm obese. I fucked it. Give it a hand. We all need help, Bill. I'm the first person sitting here now saying, look, I fucked up. I got help to be able to help other people. My whole life now is based around helping people in the city. Yes, I might be the person who says, look, you need some help. I'm comfortable in my skin. I get that.
So it's that, but it's that old saying back in the day. You need to be cruel to be kind.
Yes, because when they get to know me personally, Billy,
you're not babysitting someone's feelings.
Yeah, when I'm on social media and trying to get them in for the conversation, if you're asking any of my clientele, I am not that guy. When my missus first met me, she fucking hated me because she only seen me through social media. She wouldn't even come to see me with a friend. And they were coming to train in the gym. She wouldn't come near me because she thought I was a bellend.
You only see what's on the platform.
Well, once I got to speak to her after an hour, she was scratching her head thinking,
you're not the same person.
Strange. This is what I remember, Billy, that when we want to earn either a little bit of funds or if we want to go places in life, unfortunately, there's a way of going about it nowadays. And it's social media and it's reaching out and it's also using keywords that people listen to. Unfortunately, fanny and dicks, a lot of it. So, I'm trying.
And this is something you do on topic of the day.
Oh, of course. Well, that topic of the day is.
So, you've got about, having a brief look the other day, about 90,000 followers.
Yeah.
So it's quite popular.
It's honest, Bill.
Yeah, it's honest.
Just look, I like people getting on the page and being honest about a certain thing. Look, the stories and some of the things that I told about real things like relationships, for argument's sake. Look, relationships are real, aren't they, Bill? At the end of the day, you come home from work and you're fucking birds lying there with a robe on, scratching their fucking self and lying there like that and women shit. And you tell a joke about something like that and people just relate to it because you think,
but it gives it's like
it's never offensive. You'd have to be weird to be offended by it.
You're giving them the opportunity to have the courage to say, well, I wanted to fucking say that there.
Yeah, of course, and it's never ever direct to nobody. It's always tongue-in-cheek banter.
And I think most of the time you talk, it's about your own kind of personal experience.
Yeah.
So
well, that's what I mean. I'll tell a story about what I've been through. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Which is you're not poking fun at anyone like you were talking about before about personal. You're poking fun at yourself in a sense.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that as we've gone through the podcast that it's more about your behaviour. But I do think you're too hard on yourself in a sense that you're calling yourself a bellend and I was a swat and I was a...
I think at that point though, Bill, there was better choices that I could have made that I never chose to. But then the only defence that I will make is I wanted to be somebody. Now, I said this, I was quite fortunate when I met my missus because when I met her, I wanted to be someone.
Yeah.
When she met me, she wanted to be with the guy I was. She fell in love with the man who I was.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be someone, so it makes it so much easier now. There's no pressure on me, because I'm quite comfortable in my surroundings. I've got a girl who simply adores me and she watches me with all these silly antics, but she knows I come home as a father to our children and I come home as a guy who's just been to work. And they never overstep that mark that I do on top of the day.
So you got a healthy relationship boundary, which is and do you feel today, Paul, that you're enough?
I think no. That's the only thing I won't change. And she says, and that's not that I'm not enough for her. It's just I still do want to do a little bit more for the city yet. And the thing that I've got to say though, Bill, is even the people that I was involved with in the criminal world, I loved them. I loved them for giving me the stories. I loved them for giving me the protection. I loved them for giving me the life. And I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but they were mine. They were my family when I needed it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't be the guy today if my half fella didn't give me a hiding. I wouldn't be the man I am today, and as humble as I am, if I didn't get a hiding. Do you know what I mean? Me fighting career, I was made up. It was, I done quite well with Lee and ASW, and I got a British title in amateurs, and as you say, went to Cage Warriors and fought in Howard and you know what, mate? There's so much that came from.
Well, that's incredible on its own, Paul. I mean, I don't think you give yourself enough credit in the sense that you've done.
Yeah,
like, we all look, we make mistakes, right? I know. Right, I'm fucking, my middle name's mistake, you know what I mean? And my mate said to me, Bill, the reason he put rubbers on the end of pencils is because you're going to raise that and start again. Like, pick yourself up, dust yourself down, have that resilience to turn up and change. And that's all I've ever done, Paul. Similar, I've been through fucking loads of shit, and it's just like I thought, you know what? It's not who I am.
Yeah.
A part of me, it was like that two dogs I was fighting with something fucking that was bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never had it in me, like yourself. I never had it in me to hurt anyone. I put on that mask and the front that I wanted to, and that you'd see it. That was just a coping mechanism for me.
Nice place, is it?
No, it was just like, I used to get told, yeah, you were fucking nuts and you're on a bend and he's psycho, and I used to love them labels because not only did it keep you away, it kept me safe.
Yeah.
But it also, at the same time, it kept me really lonely because people were like avoiding me. And
I think I know, I tell a lot of stories on top of the day because a lot of them have been in. Now, I did enjoy the fast lane money. I never enjoyed, I mean, look, Billy, let's talk about the Paradox and the 05 one.
Yeah.
I was in that era. And that was the era where you get off your tits on the fucking garage and you just see someone in front seat. He's got a fucking jaw like an 18 typewriter, leap up in the fucking office nut, all that shit. I was that day. Do you know what I mean? You go to someone you didn't know, had a shit Lacoste sackie on in the middle of a fucking nightclub and you go, I love you, mate.
Yeah.
And he'd love you back. If you'd done that now, mate, you get busted right in the fob. Yeah. But I remember the Paradox. I remember all them days. Them days were the best days of my life.
I got chickened in the Paradox by
Kev Daly.
I don't know, by one of the bouncers. I don't
even know why. He was. That was my cousin.
I don't even know why, because I just looked at him. He looked at me, and it was like, it was like the front. And as you know, when someone's, your ego's involved, right? And I remember just getting chickened, and I was on the floor. I woke up, and it was like, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to shoot you. I wasn't going to shoot no one.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't going to shoot anyone. I just like.
With your Ben Sherman and pink shirt on.
I just felt like loads of shame and loads of like, fucking under on me. And so I've had all.
Billy, I remember being in the Paradox, right? Now, years and years ago, you go to Paradox, and at the end, there was this big taxi rank. But at the end, that's when everyone started getting the birds that they were eyeing up in the Paradox. I remember meeting this girl, right? Nadine, her name was. Oh, she was fucking stinking. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me, honest to God. I really don't. And it's like every week she tried to fucking jump on me, and I thought, I think I had one Gary too many this night, Bill. Do you know what I mean? I remember how bad it was because I was trying to grab Paddy Kirk and Emmerdale characters out of the fucking sky. That's how bad I remember that. I was fucked, mate, and then this girl got me home. Gee, bastard, got me all the way to fucking Kirby, right? Went to hers, started getting fucking stripped, didn't I? I've stood in cold cat shit, mate. Slipped, again, I seem to slip quite a lot in my life, don't I, Bill? And there's shit all over me. I'm garried off my head, Bill, walking home from fucking Kirby. One shoe on, covered in shit. Oh, Billy, it was one of the worst days in my life, like, it was heavy. But them days, I'd rather tell that type of story, do you know what I mean? Where you just fucked up. Now, obviously today, I'm a father first. And I'm getting engaged and married, and I couldn't be any more stable. I don't want to be the guy that's sitting there in the corner with my mates fucking throwing me cock off, fucking lemons off me tits with a dick like E.T.'s finger, fucking watching Scooby-Doo in the morning. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not that guy. I've been there. Yeah. Like most lads have. It was shit. But I don't want to be him. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I never judge anybody for making mistakes. Never judge anybody for what they do. But at this point, my priority is building a successful career, building an internal fucking lifestyle with my family, and fixing what I believe I broke, still with the community, still with the city. Yes, I tell a lot of jokes.
But you are doing a lot of, I do see Paul, you're doing a lot of positive things this time.
I've got
it's
loads
like
going on next year as well, Bill. Loads of charity events.
There's loads of, you're changing people's lives.
Every Christmas, I fucking give a family money, on my own pocket, I give them £1,000, or on Easter, I collect an Easter eggs, make sure the kids get everything. I do it all the time, Bill. And that's not because for
bouquets, someone to throw bouquets of.
I've been there, Bill. Yeah. I know what it's like to have nothing. So if I can afford it, then I'll just do it. And that's me. I do the charity. I'm about to do something which I can't talk about now, which hopefully will be in Guinness Book of Records. There's so much that I've got planned that's still trying to bring, one, recognition to the city, two, help with the community, and maybe, three, the No More Knives campaign now, Bill, everyone knows about it. When I first started that, I was sitting there in my room, young lad had been killed, and I remember my son coming to me and asking me, look, Dad, something's got to be done about this. I don't want to be that kid. And I remember just sitting there, didn't know what to do, but the dad, I turned into a dad. When he's asked me about it, and just thought, right, sounds, I've got on my fucking phone, Bill. And I'm doing quite well with followers, because I have to talk sometimes. And I remember doing this, like a ice bucket challenge where I said, look, this is my city, No More Knives. And I sent it to Tony Bell, who sent it to Anthony Fowler.
So it went viral.
And it went viral. So then I thought, right, this is obviously something that the whole city's interested in, whether they want to admit it or not. And then I started the campaign. That was the big successful charity. It's doing well, it's helping. We're doing what we can. There's a pandemic. You know, the only thing I can take away from the pandemic is, you know, it seems less violence.
See, like it's a big thing, innit? Like it's if you go through the generations of from when I was growing up, it was straighteners.
Yeah.
It went from straighteners to gangs to knife and gun. Well, it was gun crime, innit? Initially, then it was like, so there's always something, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I think it was hard for me, Bill, because my mum thought the sun shined out my arse. I was there blue-eye. Yeah. Now, getting a cuddle off me ma and acting like a little fucking kitten, then going out and going to fucking collect $5,000 and whacking someone, mate, you know what I mean? It must have been so hard for me mum to see, I don't know. And she never knew I had an education. She never knew I was grafting. She never knew that I could have bought her house the next day. No one knew nothing.
So yeah, everything was just a secret.
Massive, mate. It was so much pressure. It was fucking hard because... And I remember the time, I remember coming back at my owl fella when I turned to a man, which was disrespectful, but, you know, I was a man and my owl fella gave me a hard time as a kid, so I'll give you a hard time. Now, obviously, you know, we was the best mates now, it's not a big deal. I grew up, he grew up, you know, that's how it is. I just feel, do you know what, Bill? Everybody in this whole world, right, has a feeling, okay? We all have an emotion to somebody, which means we're capable of emotion, which means we're capable of love, which means we're capable of friendship, respect. And I just think if you speak to somebody with that same respect, love and honesty, you'll get it back. And you know what? You don't always do it no more. You did used to, you know, Bill. Even in the criminal world, if you were just straight with... So I remember some kid, he wanted to fucking do me and he was more than capable. And I put my hand up and said, look, I'm not your level, mate. I can't do to you what I know you can do to me. Yeah. So give me something that'll make up for it. Fucking kid loved me. I'm waiting for him. Fair play, lad.
That's it, it's like, you know,
I can't deal with you, so I don't want you having the fucking headache of dealing with me. Give me something to do, and I'll fucking fix it. Simple. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't somebody who's going to go, watch me do this, watch me do that. Fuck off, I got kicked in the dick by a tranny. Do you know what I mean?
So, you've got to be careful, haven't you? But it's, so, moving on, like, before we finish, I always say this, I know you're in, I see it a lot in the Four Corners now, big shout out.
John Gill, he's played a massive part in my life lately.
Right, I've been going there a lot recently and it's fucking amazing, I enjoy it. Billy. You know the rapport you have with the guys and it's just an old school boxing weights.
I love people now.
Yeah.
I love spending time with people. Yes, I've still got that heads. If you're fucking nasty, I'll be nasty. But I don't know why you'd ever be nasty. I've got no reason to ever give you a reason to be nasty, so you'd have to be a knobhead. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm that guy, you know, Bill, you walk in my gym, what's the first thing I do?
Smile, big hug, how are you?
That's me. It doesn't matter who you are. No. You walk into a gym I work in. But John Gillies, as he's a fucking funny kid. He's fucking strong like an ox, mate, I'll tell you that. But he's like the Iceman. You know, what I like about him is, he won't, if you fucked it, he won't say, blah, blah, fucked it. He'll come and say, you fucked it there. Do you want to fucking fix that? And I've watched him do it with lads in there. Yeah. I never have, do you know what I mean? But when you see a man being a man who's honest and loyal and doesn't do shit behind your back, doesn't want to fucking try and rob a penny off you, who's actually quite interested in you doing well, mate, you can't fault someone like John.
No, brilliant.
I've worked with a few lads who own gyms, they're all fucking good people, but where John's concerned, he's trying to build a gym with no egos in a place that's quite hard because most lads who go in there, they're all the people who are fucking bad. They're all big boys, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? But like, mate, they go in there. I could name names, I won't, but some of them are fucking...
Actually, I always...
Mate, they're hard as nails, and what's the first thing they do, mate? Shake your hand, give it a hug. You walk into a gym full of fucking divvies, and they're all walking around with the fucking tits out.
All juiced up.
Tiny fucking gamma hydroxy butane dicks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's good, like a little family. It's good to be a part of something.
What a wonderful place, mate.
And what I've seen as well, it's about, you know, there's a lot of people in there who suffer with mental health issues.
Yeah, that's right.
You've got Courtney Fry taking them on the pads.
And Michelle, the girl who owns it. New Beginnings, it's called.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, deal with mental health, teachings, education.
Yeah, so there's something for everyone, which, you know, which is quite appealing, it's quite attractive, and I'm enjoying going there. So, before we finish, quickly, is there any pearls? I always say this. Is there any pearls of wisdom that you've learned over the years? And obviously you've said a lot, but is there anything that you can just say that you feel if you could? So if you could say something to you, right? Yeah. A younger version of you coming through, you know, those doors. What would you say to him?
I don't like see me, mate, right, when I was a young lad, I was getting a lot of attention, a lot of money, you know, I'd seen a lot of women with disrespect, and that's lying, cheating, that's part of the game, do you know what I mean? I have found so much happiness in myself by being loyal, faithful and honest. And I think, you know, when you're just looking for satisfaction for something, we always think the grass is greener. Do you know how proud, and this is fucking stupid, Bill, but from a guy who's always been fucking out there trying to, and then obviously I'm in a relationship that's like nurtured and stuff now, you gotta water your own grass, Bill.
Cultivate the own grass under your own feet.
Water your own grass, my God, it grows into something special, and I got that. I was so fortunate. It would never have happened previously because it wasn't there for me. It wasn't comfortable enough for me, you know. But I do think at this point, guys, you know what? Water your own grass, your kids, your family, your home. There's an outside there.
Brilliant.
But you're on lockdown, so fucking stay in.
Thanks. And with that, Paul, thank you very much.